Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Long time no see. Sorry. It just life, man. I moved to a different state. I'm in school, working, things happen. However, and also I just didn't want to make videos about things. But however, I have a video that I want to make today, which I'm going to make today. And then I have a video that I want to make probably either tomorrow or the next day. Maybe on like the next day because that's the day I have off. But anyways, I have videos coming down the pipeline, this one and another one, that I'm very excited to make because I'm very passionate and interested in making these videos. I think that's been my setback about making videos. It's just that there hasn't been anything that's been really exciting me. But now there are things that have been exciting me and making me want to make videos, and therefore here I am making a video. Anyways, if you see the title, you know who I'm talking about. We're talking about Mikayla from TikTok. Recently, she has been mired in controversy. And like for someone who has so many followers, I mean, it's just been like constant all over my TikTok For You page of people just dragging this woman for filth. So I want to talk about it. But before I do get into this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video. And follow me on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description below. And yeah, let's just get into it. All right, so who is Mikayla? First of all, I cannot say her last name. I wish I could. I literally can't. Well, I can. I just haven't looked up the pronunciation. But everyone knows what I'm talking about. Mikayla, she is a huge beauty YouTuber, or not YouTuber, she's a TikToker. I'm so used to talking about YouTubers, but she's a TikToker who has amassed 13.8 million followers last time I checked. So she is a huge page, and she, I remember she was like really coming up on my For You page a lot. So she has a lot of popularity. A lot of people know her, and she's probably one of like the big faces of TikTok makeup gurus and all of that. So definitely like a new wave of beauty influencers that we're seeing just transition to TikTok, which I think is really nice because, you know, for a long time we were like, oh, the beauty community is dead. And it's nice to see that the beauty community isn't really as dead as we thought it was. It just transferred over to a different platform. So yeah, but she does makeup reviews, a lot of makeup reviews for the most part, maybe tutorials. I don't really watch a lot of her videos. I think she does hauls, things like that. But you know, just standard beauty YouTuber, but not YouTuber, TikToker, but she mostly does reviews. Now, Mikayla, she gained popularity, and this is just me kind of as someone who was observing kind of her rise and remembering seeing a lot of her on my For You page and seeing her gain a lot of popularity and traction. I think people liked her for a multitude of reasons. People really thought that she kept it real. People really thought, you know, kind of the things that people look for in beauty YouTubers and TikTokers and influencers nowadays. Is just people who are honest and relatable. She's kind of unconventional in a lot of ways. The way she talks is very unconventional. I don't think I've ever met someone who talks like her, or at least a woman who talks like her. I haven't met anyone who speaks like her. So she has that kind of going for her. She's very unique in that way. And also people just like that she keeps it real and she's very relatable. And I think she might have some like skin issues that she deals with. So then people relate to that. So I think she gained a following pretty quickly, probably in the last 2 to 3 years, and such a huge following just because people found her very, very relatable, which is why the big controversy that she's in has been so disappointing for a lot of people. So we're just going to jump right into it. I don't want to waste time like trying to go over everything. I just want to jump right into what the main controversy with her is. So as we all know, in the past few years, it has almost been like influencers versus audience in a lot of ways. I think that people are getting really sick of influencers, and seeing that influencers are so disconnected to reality. So with Mikayla, it was nice to see someone who was relatable, who didn't seem disconnected to reality, who seemed like a normal person, even though that person was an influencer. I think that that's now what people are really looking for. And I know we've said this a lot in like the commentary community, but relatability is the biggest thing for influencers. Instead of, I think, unattainableness that at one point was the huge thing for influencers. Now it's like, no, I'm just like you type thing. Well, recently, one influencer has gotten a lot of flack. She goes by Tara's World on TikTok, and she was getting dragged up and down and all around because she was saying that people on her Be Real, they were all lazy, they don't get up and work, this, that, and the fourth, and yet she's an influencer, and influencers don't really work. Influencers, for the most part, just kind of make videos in their room. They have their own schedule. They don't actually have to work every day. They don't have to answer to anyone. And they amass a lot of money for minimal amounts of work, especially when you get up to the millions of followers. You're getting a lot of money for little work. Now, I think in Tara's World situation, she was specifically talking about her friends on Be Real, who I think were all other influencers. So I think that people completely mistook and misunderstood what she was saying and took it out of context, but still people were upset and they just kind of called it like war on influencers once again, because a lot of influencers do these types of things where they seem very just disconnected from reality and disconnected to the normal person who watches them. So we had just finished dragging, well, not we, I wasn't dragging Tara's World because I saw the original video. I honestly didn't think much of it because I knew that she was talking about her friends who are all probably influencers in LA, so I didn't care about it. But then a lot of people took it out of context and it blew up into this huge controversy where people were dragging this girl, canceling this girl, whatever the case may be. So after that wave had kind of ended and you know, whatever, an audio from Mikayla started to resurface where she was saying, I just got off of work at 5:19. Try being an influencer for a day. Now, when I heard this audio, I said, oh, girl. Okay, just immediate off the bat observations. And I'm going to obviously show the video in context, like show what she was actually saying. But the 5:19 to get off of work that to me is nothing. Like that to me is like so normal. I remember I was working and I remember I got to work at 9 and I did not leave work until 10:30 p.m. Like not 10:30, but maybe like 10 p.m. So 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. And I'm working and I'm on my feet all day dealing with customers who are mean and rude. And I was a supervisor at the time, so I was dealing with my coworkers and dealing with my managers who I didn't like very much and dealing with all of that. And so for her to say, try being an influencer for a day when you get off at 5:19, and it's all like self-managed work, that alone was very concerning. Like to hear that she was that disconnected, like that was insane to hear, because it was like, dude, have you never had a real job? Like getting up last night, actually, I got to work at 6 p.m. after I did class all day. And I have a swollen knee. I kid you not, this is like real life. I have a swollen knee, so I had to walk to class, go to my 2 classes, do the whole thing. Then I get home, I finally get to rest my knee and like try to ice it and everything, get to watch a little Glee. Then I have to drive like 40 minutes away to go to the job. And then from 6 p.m. to 2:30 in the morning, I'm basically on my feet the entire time. That was my day. Okay, that was my day. And that a lot of people would really love. A lot of people will be very grateful to have that. And I know that. So I'm not trying to complain, but like as far as comparison goes, like girl. So people heard this and were like, not Mikayla being tone deaf and things of that nature. So I'm going to show you the clip in which she says that, just to give you context, because I don't want this to be another Tara's World situation where people take things out of context and now suddenly they're canceling someone who really shouldn't be canceled for at least that reason.
All right, we got Caesar salad with a little bit of Caesar dressing. You know, I'm feeling like a fucking asshole today, so I'm gonna clap back at people because I'm tired. I'm so tired. Every single day, I get up at 6 a.m. I spend about 5 to 6 hours filming video content that ranges from 3 to 4 videos, and I spend a few hours editing that video content. Then I have to work on my other social media profiles, whatever it may be, Instagram, whatever. It's fucking marketing. Then I'm in meetings from 12 to 5. I literally just finished work and it's 5:19. Try being an influencer for a day. Try it. Because the people who say it's easy are so far out of their minds, try it for a day. It is not for everybody. In fact, it's for a very small handful of people who can actually do this job. Because it's absolutely fucking insane. You do not want to have this job. I'm just saying.
So now that you see the video in context, you see how tone deaf she sounded, right? Like, do you know how many people get up at 6 a.m. because they have a 9 to 5? So they get up early, they go to the gym, they do whatever. They probably have kids. They get their kids ready for school, take their kids to school. Then they go to their 9 to 5. Then they come back and then they have to pick up their kids from daycare, from school, from wherever. Then they go make dinner for the kids. Then they go put the kids to sleep. And then they might have some more work to do because they didn't finish work at work or whatever the case may be. And that's a normal day. My parents work till midnight, okay, all the time, probably even past midnight, okay, all the time. Like, so for her to make it seem as if her life is so hard, it's not that it's not hard, right? It's not that it's not inconvenient or like, oh, you know, like, people can feel however they feel about their situations. However, when you put that on the internet and when you start to express those feelings, you have to check your privilege. You have to check, okay, who has it worse right now? Me or the person I'm talking to? Like, does she consider the fact that she gets to do all of these videos and do hours of content in her own space? She doesn't have to travel for it. She doesn't have to go and communicate with other people while possibly having social anxiety, which a lot of people do, which most people do for a job, is having to communicate with others, whether that be their coworkers, whether that be customers, whatever the case may be. They have to be around others all of the time, and they can get completely worn out just by that, just by social interaction. I know I did. And I still do. Like, it's wearing on the soul to have to interact with a bunch of people. So you get to be in the comfort of your own home on your own time because you don't have to record that content. Like, that's all you're on your own recognizance. Like, you don't have to do that. And then on top of that, you make your own schedule. You don't have to get up at 6. You don't. You don't have to film, you know, during the day. You can film at night with really good lights. And a lot of the times I don't see in her videos, there isn't natural light. So she's already filming in front of lights so she can get up later. Like, that's on her own accord. And then on top of that, the perks of being an influencer, all of the makeup that she's using, all of those resources are for free. Business owners, they don't get any of theirs for free. But you get your stuff for free, right? Like, these companies are sending you PR so that you review it. So you get free makeup. I mean, it gets easier and easier for you to do your job. Less money is involved. Less of your own money is involved. It gets easier and easier for you to do your job. But, try being an... Do you know how many people would love to be an influencer? Probably the majority of the world would love to be an influencer just for the benefits, just for the perks of it. And I will admit that being an influencer is not easy because not everyone has what it takes to be an influencer. You have to have a certain type of personality. You have to be likable. You have to be able to, film the videos and edit the videos. And I understand that, but that is not hard work. You're not on your feet for 8 hours straight. Like, that is so tone deaf. Like, it's so tone deaf because the thing about it is that you can talk about your experience and like, oh, I had such a tough day. Like, I feel like I had such a tough day without saying, try being an influencer. That was the part where it was like, okay, you're tone deaf. Okay, you don't get it. Okay, you're not relatable anymore. So because of that controversy, now people are bringing up other things about Mikayla that they don't like. Now, I'm going to say this. When this whole thing started, I had already blocked Mikayla for a while because she kept coming on my For You page. And I remember seeing something. I don't remember what it was, but it just left a really bad taste in my mouth and I didn't want to see her on my For You page anymore. So I just blocked her. I forget what it was. I can't tell you what it was. But I just remember, and then I just remember like her videos were kind of being annoying, if I'm being honest. But it was really because I saw something I really did not like from her that someone pointed out. And I had to block her because she kept coming on my For You page. And it was just like TikTok's algorithm really loves her. But beyond just that controversy that I'm talking about now, people have talked about how Mikayla, she photoshops and puts a lot of filters on her videos, which defeats the whole purpose of her page in particular. She talks about her skin and having like skin issues, things like that. And then also, if you're a makeup review page, then having filters completely defeats the purpose. And again, it just goes to show that she's not as relatable as people think. So I'm going to show you this video from a TikTok creator just kind of explaining the controversy with Mikayla and filters on her videos.
Honest, the last thing that people are very upset with Mikayla as a result of this whole situation is the amount of beauty filters she used. People just feel as though the content is very heavily edited, and especially when she creates videos, there are a lot of filters on these videos, and they feel as though they can't get a right feel for the products. It's a very sensitive topic and one that needs to be talked about a lot more on this app. But when people want to buy beauty products, especially ones that have to do with skin and covering up blemishes and redness, they want the most accurate they can get to real life, and they feel as though Mikayla doesn't portray this. And obviously that is a super sensitive topic to be had, but it is a conversation that should be being had in this whole conversation, especially since it is her job to sell products. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below.
So yeah, it just, again, it's not okay to be a makeup reviewer and have filters on your videos. I personally am not the biggest like, oh, I hate Photoshop, oh, I hate this. Because if someone's just posting a picture of themselves and they Photoshop it and you now take that as their doing that to somehow hurt your own self-esteem, then you have serious issues and you need to get help, because that to me is just ridiculous. They're just posting themselves, and your self-esteem and your mental health should not be reliant on whether someone else photoshops their stomach or not. That's just how I see it. I really don't care. But as far as if you're a makeup reviewer and you know that people are leaning on you to show them if they should buy a product or not, and you put filters on it, that's basically lying. And then it makes me think that you're taking money for those makeup reviews. That's what it makes me think. And if it comes out, then that'll just prove my point, because why would you put a filter on it? Unless, of course, she has self-esteem issues. But it's like the whole point of the makeup is to help with the skin issues. So if you're and people love her because of the skin issues, because then, they can rely on her. They can, okay, like, you have skin issues, you're relatable. Like, she gained a following because of that. So I don't really know why that would be the reason. I feel like the reason why she puts filters on her videos is because she's getting money for those reviews. And if she is, that's even worse. So that better not be the case. But I have a feeling that it is. So it just comes off as fake and untrustworthy. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is another way in which she's looking fake and untrustworthy, and that's how she flip-flopped on Jaclyn Hill. Now, this is hilarious to me because it goes to show that newer influencers are going to have this problem. Like, I can see a lot of newer influencers having this problem. Basically, where she commented negative things on Jaclyn Hill's posts before she was famous, before she was known, and now they're coming back to bite her. People saw the comments, saw what she said, and it's funny because now she's supporting Jaclyn Hill. And, now they're all buddy because she's in the industry and because now she has that close proximity to Jaclyn Hill because they're both big makeup gurus in the community. So now she has to try to do damage control. Now I'm going to show you a video of what she said. And it's just, to me, it's hilarious because, again, I think that a lot of people are going to go through this and it's just very fake. It's very fake to me.
In case you're unaware, Mikayla is getting some backlash right now. Let me get into the story and I'll let you know how Jaclyn Hill ties into all of this. People are not happy that Mikayla is talking about influencing and how hard of a job it is. Here's part of what she said.
Just finished work and it's 5:19. Try being an influencer for a day. Try.
People are saying it comes off very insensitive because there are way harder jobs than influencing. As a result, people have gone through Mikayla's old comments on Jaclyn Hill's posts. Jaclyn posted this on December 23rd, 2018, so like 4 years ago. At the time, Mikayla commented writing, "Must be nice to be rich and all you do is film videos for YouTube." Totally contradicting what she just said about influencing being really hard. Obviously, people change. Mikayla wasn't an influencer 4 years ago, so now she probably sees the hardships of being an influencer. At the time, she didn't. It looks like she's since deleted her comment, but people are still tagging her in it. Writing, "Awkward Mikayla, at Mikayla, how ironic that you also make videos and get paid for it. Mikayla, where's your comment? Bullying makes me sad, unfollowed. Who's trying to find Mikayla's comment?" There were also other comments she left on Jaclyn Hill's old posts, like this one writing, "I'm not into that man bun." It was a picture of Jaclyn and her man. There were other comments too, but I got these screenshots from Reddit and I couldn't find all the other ones. And it looked like as time went on, she went from kind of hating on Jaclyn Hill to supporting her, which, like I said, I know people can change. Her perspective obviously changed from when she wasn't an influencer to when she became an influencer, but it's the internet, so people are gonna dig up old things. Let me know your thoughts down below.
So yeah, that situation is honestly funnier than anything else. I don't know how I would act in the face of someone that I feel negatively about, a celebrity that I don't like. I don't know how I would act, but I don't think I would try to be buddy with them, especially because the reasons why I dislike people, I feel like, go to show things about their character, and I just wouldn't want to be around people that I don't like their character in general. So again, it's just very fake. It's like, so did you not actually like her, or do you actually like her now? Like, which one is it? And I know that people can change their opinions, but Jaclyn Hill hasn't, to me at least, she hasn't really proven that she's much better of a person than she was back then, especially because, to me, like, there's been too many fiascos with her makeup line that I don't see how she really has ever cared. Personally, I don't see how she's ever really cared. And I also think that it's funny because Jaclyn Hill has been very scrutinized for, her ads and her sponsorships and things like that. And I think that Mikayla is probably going to get that scrutiny in the future because, again, I think that she's putting filters on her videos because she's getting money for the reviews. Overall, I think that all of this is just going to show that a lot of people think that they won't fall into the influencer whole thing, and then they do. I think that she's fallen into the influencer persona that everybody hates. And I think that it also goes to show that people can't judge her as much as they think they can because they don't know if they'll fall into it, because it seems like she didn't fall into it. I mean, she was so critical of Jaclyn Hill, but now look at her, almost being Jaclyn Hill. So it's funny to see how disconnected someone can become from reality in such a short amount of time. And so like it's just on the world like on a platform, on such a big platform, you can see how someone is just descending into everything that everyone hates, and into one of those influencers that all of those other people followed her because she wasn't one of them. Like, they followed her because she wasn't that, and now she's becoming that. And it's very concerning. And a lot of people are saying, oh, don't be so harsh on her, especially with the controversy with, her talking about how hard it is to be an influencer. Like, don't be so hard on her and everything like that, because of her mental health and things of that nature. And obviously, I don't want the girl to be depressed or anything like that. But at the same time, why is it that you can just lean on being depressed, but you can't lean on just learning about yourself, self-introspection? Why can't you just look at yourself and say, hey, maybe people are actually angry at me for an actual reason? I hate when influencers try to make it seem as that if they're the victims because their mental health is going down because of something they said and there was backlash. When you say something good and people love you, you don't care about the millions of people who are saying things to you. But then when you say something bad and millions of people are now saying, that's terrible, that's bad, suddenly you're just a victim of everyone. That's not really how it works. I think that there's obviously those people who just hate to hate. But if people who support you are saying that was tone deaf, listen. Just listen. And try to do better. That's all anyone can ever do. I don't think that she can't come back from this stuff. To me, it's kind of petty things, but it might lead up to a more, concerning character thing. But she can come back, but there needs to be some type of self-reflection that needs to happen for her to get it and for her to come back better and to prove to people that she's not everything that people hate about influencers. So that is it for this video. Please enjoy this picture of Paramore, they have just released their new single, This Is Why. Go listen to it. It is amazing. They're my favorite artists of all time, and they have yet to disappoint me. This song is actually very freaking good. Please go listen to it if you have any taste. So to prove you have taste, go listen to it. Thank you. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you did, go ahead and comment down below what you think of Mikayla. Do you think that she can come back from this? Do you think that even these controversies are something to be upset about her for, or about? Just what do you think about these situations with Mikayla, especially the try being an influencer situation? Like, what do you think of it? I want to see people's different perspectives. Please do subscribe to my channel, turn on the post notifications, and follow me on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description below. So thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.